Hi, today I'm going to talk about my 2.5 grams of magic mushroom experience. This video, hopefully I'll try and convey the power of like a really quite a low dose. Like 2.5 grams is not much, and it's kind of enough to stay like cognitive, and you're still very much like you, and that's really beneficial to get insight and stuff. Like sometimes those higher doses are so confusing, like just a mind-boggling experience that you can't get anything from it, and you can't take out anything which you go into it thinking. Like a lot of people just think the higher the dose, the kind of more you're going to get, and that's not always the case by any means at all. So I went into this experience with I was kind of in like a really depressed rut, something that really like wasn't good for me at all. I was really just slipping into all these negative habits, just like binging YouTube, eating like shit food, being very selfish and staying very much in my own kind of mind and my own suffering. I had this really bad like victim mindset, as in, I've recently lost my job, so it was kind of that, and kind of being angry at everyone else where I should have been angry at myself and my actions, and kind of just feeling sorry for myself overall, which isn't good at all. So I kind of went into the experience just not very excited towards it at all. I was very like, I didn't even think about it, because it was the first time that my girlfriend had taken them. I've taken them several times in several different doses, but my girlfriend had never done them before, and it was kind of more for her than it was for me. And that's so I kind of didn't think about it. I wasn't excited. I didn't even put myself in that. I didn't even think about what it was going to be like by any means. I was like, just whatever. So we took them. We had a really nice day. We made like nice food, and we had nice smoothies with them as well, which really like helped just kind of normalize it a little bit. And I was just convinced they weren't going to work, because they were like, I've grown them myself, and I had them in the past before. I tried drying them and they didn't work, so I was kind of worried that would happen, and I was just whatever. I was like, oh, it's not going to work. And then the effects slowly did start to come on. Started with like a feeling in my chest, like this weird like a tightness, like a sort of like a very light burning sensation. If you ever drink like lots of spirits, like alcohol, you get this weird feeling of something being in your stomach which shouldn't be, and it was like that exact feeling, and that kind of morphed into some like anxiety, which was unpleasant. Like I kind of didn't even think that the experience was going to happen. Then I realized, oh, this is happening, like because it's still like a low dose, but it's still an experience. It's still really powerful. Like 2.5 grams is, you're gonna like get something from it, definitely. So anxiety was coming on, and I had to go to the bathroom at some point, and so I walked into the bathroom because I was kind of afraid that I was going to ruin my girlfriend's experience by kind of freaking out, and like, because obviously you convey in your body language, whether you're aware of it or not, like how you're feeling. And I knew I was kind of giving off some like negative energy, if you want to call it that, and she could pick up on it. She asked me, oh, are you okay? And she looked like concerned, and I was like, okay, I need to like just go to the toilet and like sort myself out and just like work through whatever it is. So I sat down on the toilet to have my wee, and then my legs started shaking, and like it was like a fight or flight response. My knee was like vibrating, and I kind of fed into it. It was like you know how anxiety, you kind of want to feed it, like you worry about worrying, and then you think about all the things that you can worry about, so like you've got all the ground covered with worrying, and it was kind of like that. So I was kind of like, oh, just let this go, like I'm just gonna let my leg shake. And it was out of control. It was to the point where it's like terrifyingly, like my knee was like going crazy, which is really weird. And then so I thought, oh god, I've got to like do something about this. I've got to somehow collect myself in order to go back into like the bedroom and just like be with her and like enjoy the experience. So I closed my eyes and just brought my attention to my breath. I tried it. I was like, you know what, some people, like I've done a lot of meditation in the past, and I really enjoy it. I think it's beneficial, but I didn't realize it could be so like powerful overcoming like actual anxiety. So yeah, I brought my attention to my breath and closed my eyes, and all this purple, just this purple like colour just washed over me, and it was the nicest feeling ever. It was kind of, felt like love, but there's definitely some of that sort of love feeling that you get with magic mushrooms a lot. And it was washing over me, and after like 20 seconds my knee was calm and it had stopped, and I realised, whoa, this is like incredibly powerful. And I thought anxiety was kind of like an external thing, or in somewhere in a part of your brain which you don't really have access to. Same with depression, like these your brain is here, and then you have these two things which are kind of not in your control, or not in, you can't do anything about them, kind of thing. I thought they were kind of things that you suffer from rather than things that you develop yourself. That's not to stigmatize depression or people that suffer with depression by any means. Like it's just you don't know how to get out of it, I think. And it's depression is infectious in the sense that you make it worse yourself by being depressed, and you try to escape by throwing yourself deeper into the kind of depressed rut, and you're trapped in it, basically. The feeling in my stomach, which had turned into anxiety, had kind of grown into this like egg, like this golden egg of like love that was just like radiating all this like nice positive thoughts out. And then I had so much forgiveness for myself for all these, because when you're also depressed, you're so angry at yourself for being depressed, and you self-punish yourself. You're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, I should get out of this. And you're in a way incorporating more negativity to try and make yourself feel positive, and it's just not going to work. Trying to like shoot yourself down in order to like get out of that depressed rut it's not going to work. So to kind of accept it with forgiveness was amazing, and to like really just work through the just all those feelings of like self-loathing and like all the bits of myself that I don't like. I was like, you know what, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. You have bad bits and you have good bits, but it's so important to love them all. And it was just incredible. And like, so that was so nice to just have all this love, and then to realize that I still have goals, I still have aspirations, things that I want to do, things that I want to get better at. And there weren't ways that I wasn't good enough at all, because I felt good enough. I knew from all that love, I knew I was good enough, and that's amazing. So I had all this energy and power to do stuff, and I was like, you know what, I want to do things. I want to like be the best version of myself that I can be. I want to do all the things I want to do. Goals regarding my music and just producing my own music and getting it out there, and with my discipline, definitely like productivity. I want to be really disciplined and allow myself to put myself through really difficult challenges, because that gives you such a sense of purpose. When you struggle and overcome that struggle, it's such like a wholesome feeling. It feels so good. And yeah, so I came back in, I was feeling all this nice stuff, and then this song came on, and my girlfriend started crying because she was like really feeling the music. It was really like emotional, and so I was kind of not worried about her, but I thought, like, I was worried about her. Like, I thought I should be worried about her, you know what I mean? I thought, oh yeah, like if I'm worrying about her, then that makes me a good boyfriend, and that kind of is good and it's helpful and useful. But actually I was thinking, you know what, this is just me creating my own negativity about someone else's situation. And actually, like, catharsis is such an important part of like a mushroom experience, 100%. Like, it's not all fun and games. Like, sometimes you do have to let out some stuff which is in you, and that can make you feel really nice afterwards. And it was kind of just worrying about her and making me less useful to her, because I was kind of in my own head. Because when you're worrying about someone, you're in your own head worrying about them, instead of just being like a normal person around them. And that's like a really weird thought to try and wrap your head around, but it's the way it works. I think it's 100% like. So I kind of realised that I should be focusing on myself, because I can never get in anyone else's head, and I can't fix other people. It can kind of seem selfish and narcissistic to kind of put the focus on yourself, but if I'm the best person I can be, then that is infectious to everyone else around me. And because when I'm feeling negative, everyone else feels negative around me. If it's obvious when I'm in a shit mood, it just creates all this negativity for other people, and it's not fair and it's not nice. And when I say focus on myself, I don't mean focus on my happiness. I mean focus on myself, like the things that I know deep down I want to do, rather than making myself as happy as possible. Because in a way, happiness, I've realized, is a side product of the things that you want to do, rather than... So if you go after happiness, you'll probably go after it doing stupid things like watching hours and hours of YouTube and just wasting time. Whereas if you just set yourself all these challenges and overcome them, that creates like a lot of happiness just on itself. And it's a much, much purer happiness. It's a much better feeling, 100%. Yeah, so the experience was kind of... it just got really, really blissful and really nice, and I just felt amazing, and I realised that nothing is stopping me. Like, my thoughts are so powerful, and so they are the only thing you have. Your thoughts and experiences are the only thing you have. You have nothing else to go off aside from that. So you need to make your thoughts and experiences like a nice place to be, 100%. So I realised that all my... like, suffering does exist 100%, but also a suffering mindset is so much more detrimental than the suffering itself. Like, I've lost my job, and yeah, that's shit, and like, but feeling sorry for myself about losing my job is actually so much more damaging than the actual losing of the job itself. And I realized that, and that was really useful. So yeah, I realized all my barriers were kind of self-generated, and there's nothing stopping me doing anything. Like, it's just me, and I just need to, as long as I take care of myself, then everything else will just fall into place. Like, yeah. I think perhaps the most useful part of a magic mushroom experience is the kind of fluid brain that you get. You've probably seen the image of like the hyperconnected brain and stuff, and it really does feel that way. It feels like you just like scrubbed your brain, like it's just been washed and cleaned and all the dirt is out, and now I've got so much clarity. I can just really logically understand where I'm going wrong and what I need to do to fix myself. And again, not in a self-punishing way. There's nothing wrong with me as such, but there's areas that I really want to improve on to, yeah, just be the best version of myself I can be. So yeah, the fluid brain is obviously it's not permanent. Like, your brain does like solidify again. It goes back to that kind of concrete state, but the thing I want to do now is create all these habits now while I'm in this sort of afterglow fluid brain state, and just get these habits down. Of probably the biggest habit I want to do is do the most difficult thing I need to do in the day first. Just get that out of the way, because sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, I've got so much to do today, let's just start it off with something easy, let's do something nice, let's like watch a YouTube video or something. And the day just goes like that. When you start the day off with like focusing on happiness, your day just like dips straight away. And it's really hard when your brain is like kind of wired for that instant pleasure to even focus for any period of time after that. Like, when you wake up, you have so much energy and focus, and you kind of just waste it on just these little like bits of pleasure and happiness which just aren't anything. They're really, really fractional and tiny, and they just don't make you happy. And I think they do. Like, that's the thing. Like, you fall into the trap of thinking that kind of little pleasure makes you happy, and it just really doesn't. So yeah, I've been sticking to that for the past 2 days. I've woken up and I've just got onto the most difficult thing, and I just feel so much more ready for life. I feel so much more energized. There was a lot of areas of the trip where I was like harnessing this like masculine energy of like the one that can overcome struggle, like kind of like a warrior archetype, you could call it, like this person who's ready for the difficult things. And I'm aware that it's like an afterglow experience, but it shouldn't be written off as just an afterglow experience, because our mindset is so self-enforcing. That's probably the biggest takeaway, is like, if you're positive, you will easily do the things that make you feel more positive, and if you're feeling negative, you will do the things that make you feel more negative. It's like I'm happy, so I'm going to do all the things that I've been meaning to do and take high effort to make me happier and to sustain that happiness. And if you have the right mindset, you can stay up there for a while and like keep it there. Whereas if you're feeling sad, you feel sorry for yourself and you kind of reward yourself thinking, oh, I feel so sad today, I need some reward, I need to do this to make me feel better. And I think the final thing to probably take from this is that, like, a really good analogy I thought of yesterday, which is a bit weird, but I quite like it, is mushrooms put you on a horse, and the horse, some people go up on that horse and they're like, wow, I'm on a horse, like the mushrooms put me on a horse, wow, that's amazing, like that's incredible, like look, I'm on a horse, kind of thing. But then actually the best thing to do when you're on the horse is ride it and like go, like don't, it's not even about the mushrooms at all, it's not even about the happiness, it's not about the bliss, it's not about anything, it's just about that little push, and then you can just do it and do it yourself. And I have been doing that myself, and you still need to have that mindset, and you still need to like it's not going to do it for you, it's not going to do any of the work for you, you need to do it yourself. But it does make you realize that you can do it yourself, you do have all that power, 100%. So yeah, like that's my mushroom trip from a few days ago. I hope you liked the video. Yeah, bye.